calls it giving the a-holes love. I refer to it as calling the a-holes out. Regardless, we're going to talk about some a-holes. So, Cassie, is he the a-hole for walking out of a restaurant because of what his girlfriend ordered? I feel like we definitely need some more details here.
I'm dating a woman named Allie. She's 24. I'm 25. We moved in together 5 months ago, and I really love her a lot. Allie just doesn't have great table manners. She eats noisily and sloppily. In a restaurant environment, usually this isn't too bad because of the natural ambient sound, but in a quiet room, it's much more noticeable. I don't exactly like it, but I usually can tolerate it. However, when Allie eats pasta, she slips her noodles so loudly that people from other tables look. It's completely mortifying to hear people murmur about her loud slurping all the time. And I know this might be normal in some cultures, but from where I am in the U.S., and where Allie is also from in the U.S., it looks really uncultured and bothers some people who are more sensitive to sounds. I've tried to teach her how to use a spoon to spin the pasta into a ball. Nope, she doesn't want to. I've tried to ask her to take smaller bites. Nope. That's how she eats pasta, and that's how she'll always eat pasta. We've been to a local Italian restaurant half a dozen times, and each time but one, in a basically empty restaurant, she humiliated me with her loud, slurpy eating. I know I shouldn't care what other people think, but I agree with the patrons. It's disgusting. People are trying to enjoy a meal. I finally got frustrated one day and told her I wouldn't eat noodles with her in public anymore. She can eat alone, or she can go with friends. I'll happily drive her to the restaurant, but I will not sit down with her. She kind of just blew off my message with a, "Oh yeah, you're perfect, so I get it." And I thought that was that. Last night, Allie really wanted to go to our local Italian place again. I asked her if she would be ordering spaghetti. She rolled her eyes and said she'd get the lasagna. I agreed that was fine, and we went out for the first time in a while. When the waitress came to take her order, Allie completely went back on her promise and ordered spaghetti. I told the waitress I wouldn't be needing anything, stood up, and walked out to our car. I relaxed in the car listening to a podcast until Allie came out a while later. She sat down and started giving me the silent treatment. When we got home, she yelled at me about embarrassing her, wouldn't let me say a single word without shrieking over me, and said that she's only interested in hearing an apology from me. I refused, and she went to another room to loudly talk crap about me to herself intentionally so I could hear. I don't know if I went too far. Am I the a-hole?
I mean, out the gate, I don't think he's the a-hole. Like, this is bothersome to him, and there are compromises in relationships. And me having misophonia, and my husband and I deal with not noodles, but him scraping bowls with metal, with forks or spoons, a metal of any kind. And I actually had to yell at him the other night about it. So, you know, he's expressed, and they have set up boundaries. He's like, okay, this is the deal. You don't want to stop eating your pasta like that? Fine. I just don't want to be around you when you eat your pasta like that. She said she's going to order the lasagna. She went back on her word, which means she lied. Therefore, I think she's the a-hole. He is not. I can't believe I'm siding with the woman who got left at the restaurant because her man walked out. But, I mean, he literally, she said she was going to order the lasagna. She ordered the spaghetti. She's the a-hole.
Well, where does it... Okay, if someone tells you you're not allowed to order this anymore...
No, she can, just not in his presence.
Not in his presence. You cannot order this in my presence. That's like king stuff. That's like you will be beheaded if you disobey. Like if somebody said that to me, I would absolutely say I'll get lasagna, and then I would get that spaghetti so fast.
And you'd be the a-hole.
But if he has a problem with the slurping, then it's like condescendingly take my plate away and cut it up for me so I can't slurp it or something like that. Because you don't want to be the guy that's sitting at the dinner table when the server comes up and your girlfriend goes, "I'll have pasta," and the guy goes, "No, you won't. You're not allowed to eat pasta."
He didn't do that though.
I know, but it's gonna come off bad. It's gonna come off bad if he has to start. And then where does it stop? He says, "You know what? I don't like the way you eat ribs either. Stop doing that." Like,
I feel like
where does it stop?
Right now, all we have is this, and so I'm just going on the fact. As somebody with misophonia, I'm totally siding with the dude on this, Mo.
I think you put up a hell of a fight, Kristen. You almost turned me around. I thought he was completely the a-hole at first, but then I started to think, but I still think he could have handled it a little better. Like, I'm not mad that he felt like, I'm done with this, I can't do it anymore.
He didn't leave her at the restaurant. He just waited in the car listening to a
foul,
podcast.
though. I think I would have sucked it up, no pun intended, one last time, and then I wouldn't have gone out with her again if she couldn't do it. But I wouldn't have left her in a restaurant like that.
He was listening to a TED Talk like how to give someone a gluten allergy so they can't eat pasta anymore.
Bert, a-hole or not?
Can't you teach another adult like the proper way to eat at some point? Like, okay, I know this is the way that you know how like when you grow up in a family,
tried.
you just assume everybody else in the world is doing the exact same thing.
Yes.
Can't you just like reteach them like this is not like decent?
He said he tried, but she didn't want to.
He taught her the whole spoon with the fork
Yeah.
and twirling the pasta in the spoon, and she refuses.
She's the a-hole. She's the a-hole. Yeah. She's
The internet
a-hole.
agrees overwhelmingly. She is the a-hole, and they even told him to dump her.
Really?
And I
Wow.
will never forget. I was out to dinner with a couple, and my country roots, I pushed the peas onto my fork with my finger. As I was like, there was just a couple peas left on my plate.
What are you supposed to do with them?
You're supposed to take your knife and nudge them onto your fork with your
Oh,
knife
hell
and
no,
eat
I ain't
them.
got time for that.
Yeah, who's doing
That's
that?
what my finger's for.
Are you kidding me?
The other couple stopped me, and she instructed me how to properly eat my peas at the table, and that it was uncouth of me to push my
What?
peas onto the fork with my
I
finger.
just
Like,
started sucking them.
ma'am.
I just started sucking the peas right off the
Yes,
plate.
you are
No
lucky
fault.
I'm not using my face.
I hope you
You
took
just draw.
your finger and wiped it through the gravy and licked off your finger
And here's the
in
thing:
front of him.
we were eating fried chicken, so it wasn't like we hadn't been using our hands. You know what I
what
mean?
the heck?
Yes. So that's why I was just like, nudge the peas onto the fork, and she straight up stopped me at the table and said, "This is how you're supposed to eat your peas."
You will not speak to me. I'm an adult.
The Bert Show.
Hey, do you like what you just watched? Because you can get more Bert Show for free. We drop new podcast every weekday, and you can find us anywhere. Spotify, Apple, any place you get podcasts.